Photography gave me a voice that I never had. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, you know, men were men and boys were boys, and you didn't talk about your feelings and emotions, and you know, it was always, you know, man up, man up, man up. And I think I learned that men don't speak about problems, men don't talk about things that they struggle with. So when I moved into adult life, I struggled, you know, because I was used to being quiet and, you know, just not talking about the things that were bothering me. Unfortunately, you know, through my adult life, I've seen some stuff and done some stuff and experienced some stuff that I just should not have seen, and I'd struggled to process. But I learned that you don't talk about your problems, so you just be quiet and, you know, deal with it. I remember, you know, there was a stage in my life where, you know, I just didn't want to be here anymore. I just wanted to check out, you know. And the only reason why I didn't was because of my son, because I imagined, you know, what he would look like if I did. And I remember my first mental health photo came out. We were sat on the beach, and I don't know if you have the same sort of thing, but I have this ability to see a photograph in my head before I take it, and I've been dabbling with some little tricks and stuff, and in my head I saw this photograph of a young boy sat with his head in his hands while the ghost of his father was next to him. And I decided that I was going to create that. So I did, and you know, I'd been on Facebook for a bit and, you know, posting my work, and I used to get, you know, a decent amount of love. But then I posted this one after I'd taken it. It came out absolutely just exactly how I wanted it to look, and although, you know, my editing at the time was not fantastic, it came out really well. And so I posted it, and then it just exploded. You know, it went absolutely, just millions of people saw it just like overnight. It was crazy, and I soon realized that photography had given me a voice that I have always wanted, but I just didn't have. You know, I was able to create the images of my feelings and my thoughts. And for the first time in my life, I felt like I had a voice, and people loved it. People, they felt it too. They used my photographs to say how they were feeling, because there was other people the same as me who they were struggling with their thoughts, and they didn't know how to say it. And that was my biggest problem. I didn't know how to say, like, I was struggling. I didn't know how to say that I didn't want to be here. I didn't, you know, the things that I'd seen had affected me in ways that I just didn't want to be around. And just like overnight, my career just exploded, and I just soon realized that this is what I was meant to do. I was meant to be a photographer, and I was meant to help people with their thoughts and feelings. But this photo, it just went, it was crazy. Just like share. It just went mental. And, you know, I had charities asking me to use it. I had thousands and thousands of shares and comments and messages, and people saying, like, you know, I felt this in a deeper level, you know. It was, and that meant a lot. It meant a lot. So I created more. You know, I was always someone who, again, I couldn't, you know, I had people around me, and they used to ask me if I was okay, and I would always tell them I was fine, but I wasn't fine. You know, I was never fine. So I created another one, this one, where, you know, obviously my reflection in the mirror was not what people see, you know. and people loved that one too, and it was just like, it was crazy. It was pretty cool. So I did like a series, you know, and there was various ones, usually around the same sort of style, where somebody was not there when they were supposed to be there, or, you know, and there was times in my, I mean, family was not something I really had, so I created, there's a spider on me. There was times where there was a certain person who was not in my life that I really needed in my life, not because he'd passed away, but because for whatever reason, he just wasn't around, and I needed someone to guide me, and I just didn't have that. And it really did affect me a lot, and at the time, you know, so I created one where there was a young lad trying to fix his car, and he didn't know what to do, and, you know, that was another one that spoke to people a lot. Photography can do more to people than just show them a pretty picture. It can really change their life. It certainly changed mine, and helped me with my feelings and emotions and thoughts and, you know, stuff like that. It was pretty crazy. I have the life I have today. I have a really nice life today. A life that I never thought I would ever have. And I owe a lot of it to photography. Just learning to say how I felt, because I'd never been able to do that. And it's pretty cool. The life I have now is thanks to that. So, yeah. That's it, really. I just, only short one today. I haven't made a video in a long time, and I'd just been busy, like weddings and everything, but I just wanted to talk, and I'm glad I did. You know, we should all talk. As men, we should talk. Everyone should talk. But, anyway. Thanks for watching, and let's make some more soon. I'm gonna go back and edit 1,000 photos, and yeah. Okay. Peace.